Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gaming with Glare. This is episode 33 of Gaming with Glare. I'm doing a two-part series this week, so this is 33 part B. I already recorded and will be publishing at the same time a video on Magic the Gathering Arena where I'm really enjoying a mono red burn deck that I was inspired to build by a guide that I saw on mono red burn. If you guys like Magic the Gathering, you should totally go check that out. I won't talk about it too much more here. It was really fun to record. I went 3-0 in the video, so a lot of wins, a lot of close games, but we won all three of the games that were featured in that video. Hopefully, I can do a repeat of that here. I am Diamond 2 right now, so I've climbed to Diamond 2 in 3 days of playing Hearthstone. A little less than I normally would, actually, because I've got family in town this week, so sort of had to readjust my schedule. This is a Wednesday release, which is weird. Usually I release my videos on Saturday or Sunday, but I've had family in town, like I said, and it just turned out to be better for my schedule, as well as the Hearthstone expansion that came out yesterday. I wanted to sort of try to see if there were new cards, new decks that could be built. I'm really enjoying this deck. You'll notice the new card that I'm running in the list is Crooked Cook. This card is like hard busted. It carries most of the games that you draw it in because this deck was lacking card draw. It really wanted a card like Voracious Reader or another Peasant, and Crooked Cook is just another Peasant that activates at the end of the turn. I don't know why it's a 2 mana 1/4. It should probably cost at least 3 mana. Usually I get 2 draws out of a single Crooked Cook. A lot of decks aren't equipped to deal with an early Crooked Cook, and you're always dealing at least 3 damage unless you're way behind in a game of Shadow Priest. So you guys should be familiar with the deck if you play a lot of Hearthstone. You've seen it played. If you watch my videos, you know that last week's video was a feature on the pre-Castle Nathria version of this deck. But I really do think the Crooked Cook makes this deck, like, it probably hops a tier, right? It was probably a low tier 2 before, beats a lot of the powerful decks, can beat top tier decks, but I think it hops from low tier 2 to like high tier 2, maybe tier 1, depending what the new broken decks are and how it does into those. But in the early part of the new expansion, it is doing very well. So I'm going to showcase a couple of games. Again, I highly recommend you guys, if you like Magic, go check out my other video. It'll be published on my YouTube at the same time. Check out the description to this video for links to my socials and the deck code if you want to play the deck. And make sure you check my Twitter for updates as I continue to play this deck and maybe make some adjustments that make it better. Well, that's the intro. Thank you very much, guys, for hanging out, and I'll be right back with game number 1. Alright, guys, so we are queuing game number 1 of this 3-game sort of series here. I'm really hopeful that I'll get at least 2-1 record. 3-0 would feel really nice, especially given that I did so well in the Magic video and then I went 3-0 in that video. So I'd be going from 3-0 to 3-0 if we can go 3-0 here. The deck feels very solid. We're looking for Crooked Cook and what's it called? The Void Touched Attendant, sorry. Those are like the 2 cards we're looking for, and if we find an amazing hand into the specific matchup, then we go for that too. This guy is a friends list person. He's on Mage, he's probably on Quest Mage. This is a great matchup for us. So I want to get the deck tracker rolling. All right, so we've got Tour Guide, Frenzied Following, Peasant, Mirage Caller. Pretty good hand. He's not playing Quest Mage. That's weird. Force him to trade into the Peasant, I think. Okay, so I don't know what this card does. Volatile skeletons. Okay. I'm gonna test counterspell here. So that shuts off for the next turn. I should have tested Flame Ward first. Like, I know it's not Flame Ward, but just sequencing that was bad. So, yeah, all things aside, I think his deck is probably pretty good into ours. He probably has a Reno behind that secret, and that secret is probably Ice Block. That might be a Flame Ward here. Yeah, it's probably a Flame Ward. We're going to do some trading, and we're going to attack face with the 3/3. Trade where it makes sense. That is definitely a Flame Ward. Almost 100%. So we're going to trade into this. And we're going to trade into this. And this is dying anyway, so we trade here. See what happens. Face with this. It's almost always Flame Ward. Yep. Okay, so then we go Twilight Deceptor. Probably a second one too. Actually, I don't want to draw the other Mind Blast, so I'm going to Shadow Visions, I think, for Mind Blast. These locations are pretty cool. Oh, that's not good. Do you have to spend mana for them? I don't actually know. No, it's just once it's out, it's out. He wants to save it for a bigger minion, I guess. Just get as many Mind Blasts as we can, get the minion in play. That's a lot of Mind Blasts. We have to pop block. It could be rigged fair game, I guess, but it's never rigged fair game, right? So it's just, well, almost always Ice Block. If it's not Ice Block, I mean, 3 Mind Blasts is pretty good. Fire Cell, sure. These 30 card Reno lists are annoying because when they were running 40 cards, you wouldn't have to deal with the Reno always, but like with 30 card, you almost always do when you're playing aggro. How have I not found the Crooked Cook yet, by the way? All right, so we're gonna go Peasant, copy it, ping face. So we're pretty sure that's Counterspell, or sorry, Ice Block and Rigged Fair Game. It could be Oasis Ally, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know what he's saving this location for. Alright, so we go face with this. Can't be Flame Ward. We're going to pop him on 1. So Mind Blast. Mind Blast. Mind Blast. Ping. Face. And we just gotta hope he doesn't have Reno. And then we can win. If he does have Reno, we always die though. It is what it is. Magister Dawn Grasp. That's gonna get him Ice Block guaranteed. Fire Sale happens. Duplicate. So it was Duplicate, not Ice Block. Or sorry, it was Duplicate as well as Ice Block and Flame Ward that he runs. So we go Dark Bishop Benedictus. Cobalt Sand Trooper, Pink Face. Alright. Gotta get lucky here that he doesn't find the Reno or the Zeph. Kazak has kind of carried the game for him, honestly. As well as, I mean, Nightcloak Sanctum did some work early. He has to freeze the 5/6, right? Otherwise he's getting the block popped, which is not what he wants. So we're gonna lose to Zephyrs maybe? Yeah, there's the Zeph. Damn. Oh well. It is what it is. You get he gets to heal for like a ton. He'll probably take 2 times heal for 8 and heal for 16. Big sad. What is he thinking about? I wonder if he's thinking about whether to take another heal or not. Yeah. Double heal. Maybe only 1 heal though? No, double heal. Okay. Well, that's annoying. That's an example of a Reno deck being really, really strong and piloted well with new cards. I'm not surprised we lost that. So that's game 1. We would have won that, obviously. We popped the block and then would have won it if we had gotten the, you know, the result we needed. So, yeah, it is what it is. We win some, we lose some. Moving on to the next game. All right, so we're queuing up a game of my Crooked Cook Shadow Priest. We've already lost a game, and that game was against a mage that was a Reno mage. We won the game, and then it was Ice Block, and then it was Zephyrus, and then it was heal for 16. So it is what it is. This is a really tough matchup. Against Rogue, I'm 4-6, and I'm 26 and 18 overall, including the 4-6 against Rogue. So we're gonna keep just Void Touched and look for the Crooked Cook and Shadowcloth Needle, which is the card we really want. The Shadowcloth Needle wins games against Aggro Rogue, Pirate Rogue. Okay, it's gonna be a Void Touched on 1. So the goal here is to deal as much damage as early as we can and then finish him off with Mind Blast on turn 4 or 5. This deck is very consistent in what it does, which is just to disrupt a little bit and draw and get chip damage early and then Mind Blast and Void Touch Attendant in the late game and get that end result of you know, dealing that extra 10 damage you might have to deal after clearing much of their board in the early turns. So it's going to be Tour Guide, Leper Gnome. We do have to trade here, unfortunately. Cannon is not something we want to leave up. But yeah, the game plan for this deck is get damage in early, get damage in middle, get damage in late, and you do it in different ways throughout the game. But we're looking for, we want to get Shadow Visions off the Twilight Deceptor, and we really need to find Shadowcloth Needle. Okay, so we're going to raise Dead here. And I'm going full face, I think. Just go wide, go face. He's going to trade the 3-1 into the 1-3, and that's okay because we have Shadow Visions now. I could have traded the 1-1 into the 3-1 to protect the 1-3, but I think going face is more important when we have the damage up. Like we had just getting the damage with the Void Touch is really important. Plus, we're very likely to have gotten Shadow Visions or... Ooh, that's really good. We're going to move on. That was an awkward turn, and I think I played it okay, but it could have been better. We're going to go for Raise Dead here. We're going to hold the Raise Dead and go face. And then next turn we Raise Dead. If we get back the Void Touch, we're in a really good spot. And if we don't, it's fine. Because we got him low, and we have the weapon up, right? He can't really play minions. Yep. This is how the game works out when we get lucky draw. I'm gonna Raise Dead here. Might get back the Void Touch. Perfect. Play the Void Touch. I guess I play the Twilight Deceptor first. See if I get Mind Blast. Oh baby. Okay, so we play the Void Touch Attendant. We're gonna play Mind Blast here. Go face here for 2, and then we just Shadow Bomber ping, and if anything lives, he's dead. Yep. So that's how the game works when we don't get wrecked by control decks, and when we find Void Touch Attendant and Shadowcloth Needle into Rogue, we usually win. So that was kind of quick. I think I misplayed the turn where I was like commenting that I might have misplayed, and could have played it better. Could have traded the 2-1 into the 3-2. Sorry, the 2-1, the Leper Gnome into the Fillet Fighter, and then Raised Deaded, and then played the cards out. I didn't float any mana the way I did it, and it like was a fine play, but I could have gotten value back in hand and dealt more damage. Didn't end up affecting the result of the match. All right, so we're queuing in for game 3. Yeah, we're 1-1 so far, going for the 2-1 finish in the video. And we are Diamond 3 with 3 stars. So really hoping to get this win and show you guys how the deck functions against the deck that we queue into. Hopefully it's not another Pirate Rogue. I'm looking to find a Priest. Priest is generally an interesting matchup. I am 3-0 against Warlock. Could be Rogue, but probably Warlock. This is a good hand. He's going to be playing the Imp Warlock, probably. That's a new deck archetype with the new cards that were added to the game. It's actually quite powerful. I've beaten it every time I've played against it, but I've heard tell that it's good into decks that are not as fast as our deck is. I guess he's playing Rena Lock. I don't think he's playing Dark Lair with Renathal, but he might be. So Void Touched on 1 is generally a decent play. We're going to go Neophyte next turn, and then we ping and play a Shadowcloth Needle on 3 unless we get a better play. I might play the Gold Sand Trooper, but I don't want to take the gamble on Defile. So giving him a free Defile, 1, 2, 3 would be pretty bad. Maybe he is playing Painlock. That would be interesting. Would be unfavored for us, I think. I'm going to trade there to play around Defile. It's only turn 2. He can't play Defile. He could have Touch of the Nathrazim. I probably should have gone face there. He's going to have Touch of the Nathrazim either way. In my head, it was his turn 3, but it was our turn 2 and then his turn 2. And he can't use coin because we played the Cold Neophyte. So I was trying to play around a card I didn't need to play around. I think it was still fine to do that because he could have Mortal Coil and end up killing the 3-2. But could have been played a little better. Okay, so it is the Imp Warlock that people are trying to play. We're going to go Shadowcloth Needle, Shadow Visions. We take Mind Blast, I think. And then we're going to trade here, go face for 2. So yeah, any MC plays just die when I play Mind Blast, and then I play Twilight Deceptor, and then we play another Mind Blast next turn, and his imps just don't live. Defile, sure. So he did have the Defile. Neophyte was well timed. Alright, so we're going to go tour guide, ping. We want to get the minions on board, right? We could have pinged and passed, but we also might have found a raised dead. Anyway, it's looking okay. I don't know what his deck has for an end game because I've beaten every other instance of this deck like early, but yep, Galakron is really good with a lot of the cards in his deck. I forgot that was an include, but that of course gets included. So we're gonna go Void Touch Attendant, Shadow Visions. We kind of clobbered this guy. Feels kind of bad. I mean, he might still win. He has 5 cards, right? Top deck and 4 cards. I'm gonna go Twilight Deceptor, looking for Raise Dead. Nice. I'm not gonna Raise Dead yet. But it's really good because we can get back the Void Touched Attendants, and we can get back like Neophyte. There's a lot of good stuff in the Raise Dead. Gotta kill the imps, I think. These imps are really good with the new cards. That's not good. Draw 3 for 2. He has 1 mana left to play. Plague of Flames. Okay, that's interesting. He's really afraid. He wants the Void Touch dead, I guess. Curious he would Plague of Flames there, but that's annoying. We can get a Mind Blast off this. And then I think I'm playing the 3 minions that I can play. Sure would have been nice if I'd gotten the Void Touched back, but we're pushing 20 currently. Mind Blast, ping. We might play the Sand Trooper instead of the second Mind Blast, and if we top deck Mind Blast, he's dead. Top deck Shadow Bomber, he's 1 off being dead. Oh no, he is dead, sorry. Shadow Bomber is lethal. We have 2 Shadow Bombers and a Mind Blast that are lethal. 2 Mind Blasts, rather. That's pretty good. It's actually insane. So Raise Dead's really good here. I'm going to play Raise Dead. See if we can find a Void Touched. We play that, I think. This pulls a Mind Blast from the deck, which means we can play 3 Mind Blasts. Could have pulled, no, it couldn't pull anything else. There was just the Mind Blasts left in the deck. So we're going to go Sand Trooper, Leper Gnome, and I don't want to lose while I'm trying to win, so we're going to trade there. And we got triple Mind Blast ping next turn, and if we're not dead, then we didn't die. This card is really good. 4 mana, 9/9. I didn't know that card existed. It's really, really strong. No matter what he does, unless he has healing, we win. So that's good. Just gotta wait for this guy to rope out, I guess. He doesn't know I have 3 Mind Blasts. That's my entire hand. Lotheb would be a good play if he runs it, but he might not play Lotheb. I mean, he might not have it in his deck. He would almost certainly play it here, but Tamsin, okay. So he takes 5, and then we deal 15. He's not dead yet. There's a lot of synergy with imps in Warlock. He gets a 3/3. Other 3/3. He only has 24 cards. He has 24 cards in his deck, and he drew both of the Dread Imps. That's crazy. Okay, so we ping. Play a tour guide. And pass. It doesn't help to play the Mind Blasts, right? We just either top deck Shadow Cloth Needle or Shadow Bomber, or we don't. And I might need mana to play like a Mirage Caller or something. Okay. Sure. Nutty. Those are not very good demons. They're not bad, but they're not that good. Well, this sucks. He has probably lethal. Crooked Cook. And we Mind Blast once, because we need to have need to have the Mind Blast for a top deck Shadowcloth Needle. So does that win? We deal 2 with this, and then 4, and then 12 with the Mind Blast. So we don't win yet. That's annoying. The Talon Minion might have screwed us. Okay, Leper Gnome's pretty good. We can Leper Gnome, and then if it hits the Leper Gnome, if it hits the Leper Gnome, we win. Oh my god, dude. It's if it 1 out of 2 is the Leper Gnome. Or 1 out of 3, I mean. Okay, that's Kronks. We're done. That sucks. Well, that could have been fun. We could have done like a mini Ragnaros thing. Alright, so we went 1 and 2 in this video. We got unlucky in one of the games that Ice Block into Zephyrus healing happened. We got really lucky in the second game that we won because Rogue is historically, like Pirate Rogue has been really tough for me with this deck. And then in the third game, we got to see a new archetype in action with Imp Warlock. So that was fun. And I had a lot of fun recording this video, and I appreciate you guys who have stuck around the whole time to watch the outro as well. I know that if you guys are watching my content, you'll know that I have a Twitch channel that I stream on almost every night. Goal is to stream every night from 10 to 2, East Coast US. It doesn't always happen. Like this week I've had family in town, for instance, and I haven't streamed fully from 10 to 2 every night because I got to be awake earlier for family or whatever. But generally speaking, I'll be streaming from 10 to 2 East Coast US, PM to AM. And if you want to come by my Twitch stream, check out my gameplay with the Crooked Cook, as I wasn't able to get it into my hand in any of the games, I don't think. Might have had it in game 1. But it's felt really, really good, and it's the only real adjustment that I've made to the deck going into this week. I'll be posting my improvements and stuff to this deck and other decks that I play on Twitter, and I hope you guys check out my Twitter, which is twitter.com/GlaireHS. I'd really be appreciative if you would do that, and also make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe on this YouTube video, and I'll see you in tonight's episode of my nightly Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Glaire. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in next week's episode of Gaming with Glaire.